Yo, what's going on? Yo, I kind of fixed the lighting a little bit. Their video. Definitely gotta get a haircut. But yo, what's going on? It's your boy, the Juice Man Jabrilli. I'm out here, and we got some breaking news in the NBA. Let's talk about ball. Let's talk about basketball, NBA. Cleveland, something's happening. Kevin Love was supposed to return this week, later this week, the following week, March 19th, the week of March 19th. But apparently, when one person's trying to get in, another person gets out. Ty Lue, the coach, Tyronn Lue, is leaving for personal reasons. And it's crazy, man. I'm not going to say I called it. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is, like, this is definitely crazy. There's a glare on my glasses, but, man, we're going to spit. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep grinding. But, yo, it's crazy. Tyronn Lue is going to take a break out indefinitely. We don't know when he's going to come back. But what he said, he's got chest problems. He's got contusions. I don't know. But he's dealing with something in his chest, tightness in his chest, the anxiety, the pressure. We know Kevin Love was dealing with some panic attacks during this season. Now Tyronn Lue dealing with physical conditions. First of all, hopefully those guys have figured something out. Never want to wish any bad things on health with them. But, man, this is crazy for Cleveland. If LeBron James has any chance at winning a championship, he better kind of galvanize the guys around him. He better make sure Kevin Love's hand is great. His mindset's fine. And you better make sure Tyronn Lue gets back. Because, like I said before, I'm not blaming it on LeBron James. But Tyronn Lue, All-Star Break, said he knows people say LeBron coaches the team. He recently got in an argument with LeBron James in Portland over their loss. I think Tyronn Lue said something about the shot selection of LeBron James. And LeBron was like, he kind of talked back or whatever. Because, LeBron can't really take coaching like that. And now, I don't know, now that Tyronn Lue's taking a break, and then the fact is, too, LeBron James said that Tyronn Lue's the captain of the ship. Now, listen, say what you want about LeBron. Say what you want about LeBron. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron hater. I do know he's the best player in the game. If you say Kevin Durant's the best player in the game, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could trust your judgment. But saying that, man, LeBron could work the media. He can really work the media. He really could sit down. He can really, because one thing, if you watch LeBron's, press conferences or pressers, he's he's playing ball, practicing, and then he's got, the NBA, green screen a little bit, behind him. And it's like he's got the Cavaliers logo behind him. And he's getting interviews. He's got the microphone in his face or whatnot. And they're asking him questions, and they say something like, Tyronn Lue, he's out. How are you gonna deal with this? Well, this is LeBron. Well, we do all know that Tyronn Lue is the captain of the ship. Really, LeBron. Tyronn Lue is the captain of the ship. Even though you got into arguments with Cavalier executives over who to trade. I mean, you're the GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's call it both. You are the coach and the GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Every trade goes through you. The Kyrie Irving trade, I don't necessarily know the details. They're saying that it wasn't run. I kind of believe in the fact that he was blindsided on the trade. But the point of the matter is, you can really sit there and say that he's the captain of the ship when we all know you were literally yelling at him a couple games ago, or I don't know, maybe it could be last game, about, when he was yelling back. You were getting in an argument with him because you couldn't take the coaching that Tyronn Lue had. The bottom line is this. Tyronn Lue is under immense pressure. I mean, there were reports coming out he might get fired a couple months ago before the trade deadline. I mean, this team has been a mess. The whole season's been a mess. And I wish I could kind of go through, the record. I'll get my tablet. But this team's a mess. Defensively, one of the worst teams in the league. You don't win championships. As much as defense wins championships, it's kind of overrated. We're going to say that. It's a little overrated. I mean, the Warriors, a couple years ago, when without KD, when they won the championship, I don't think they had the best defense. They did have Bogut, controlling the paint, but Curry's not necessarily a defensive stopper. I don't even think Harrison Barnes was a defensive stopper. But the point is, better O beats great defense. O beats D in basketball. But the point is, if you are not showing the ability to stop anyone on the defensive floor, what makes me think you're going to win a championship? What makes me think you're going to win the East? I mean, as much as we criticize the East and say the East is weak, and I know a couple videos ago I said UMBC, the 16th seed, could come out 7th in the East. Bottom line is like Toronto. I always believe Toronto has a better team. I'm being honest with you. I think from top to bottom, I think Toronto has a better squad. I really do. I mean, they have a good point guard. I love Kyle Lowry. I love his game. Just does not. He is so shy when it comes to playoff time, but I love his game. Love his game. He's feisty. Comes out here, hustles. He's kind of like a big man in a little guy's body. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty built. Lost a lot of weight, but he's really built. He's in a good, phenomenal shape. DeMar DeRozan, not the best at shooting threes. He got better this season, but one thing about DeMar DeRozan is he's going to be aggressive, man. He's also been kind of shy in the playoffs. And my idea was this. I do trust Toronto. I do believe Toronto's the best team in the East. And if Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan actually play better, and actually just really, if you bring that same energy from that you had in the postseason when you're blowing out Charlotte and you're beating Houston and you put it in the playoffs, I firmly believe they can beat LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they've got to show it. They've got to show it. You know, this East is no cakewalk. Yeah, so I'm looking at the standings right now. I'm looking at them on my Xfinity TV, and you look at the standings right now. Let's look at the East. I mean, Cleveland is sitting third, but they're battling with Washington and Indiana for the third seed in the East. And I'm telling you, this is not a cakewalk like it used to be a couple years ago when LeBron could literally go into the Eastern Conference against a 60-win Atlanta Hawks team and sweep them, because we all knew they were frauds. I mean, you got Washington, you got Indiana. I mean, this is no easy ride. I mean, to me, I think Boston. I'm not a hater, like I said before. I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm not a hater. I think Boston is a team that could could sneak. Now, the way it's positioned is Toronto first seed, Boston second seed, Cleveland third seed. I think they might fall to the fourth or fifth. I'm not gonna lie. I think it may be looking at fifth. I mean, if Boston could get to the conference finals if they avoid Cleveland, but they could also get upset by a Milwaukee Bucks team. It's no guarantee. The East, we can go into details in another video, but in terms of Tyronn Lue, Coach Tyronn Lue, and the overall health of the Cleveland Cavaliers, listen, they had a major trade and a trade deadline, and I'm telling you, everybody said after the trade deadline when they got Jordan Clarkson and George Hill, oh, they're going to blow past the East. They've got this. They might contend with the Golden State Warriors. I never believed in that, because you got the fifth and sixth best players with not Julius Randle, but you got Larry Nance. You got the fifth and the sixth best players from LA, and you think you're gonna who's the second best player? Kevin Love is the second best player. When he's healthy, that's definitely a team that can win the East. But I mean, you're not telling me Toronto's not a better overall team? The role players are better. They're younger. They're fresher. They're more hungrier. I mean, LeBron's obviously the best player. If you take a 7-game series with Toronto and Cleveland, yeah, I mean, listen, if we're being honest, I mean, LeBron's way head and shoulders the best player in that series. There's like no doubt about it. But with the combination of Lowry and DeRozan, and you add Serge Ibaka blocking all these shots, and you add Jonas Valanciunas, you're not telling me, and a young, hungry Norman Powell, a young boy, you're not telling me Toronto might have a chance? I really do think. And I'm not saying it's set in stone. Like, I'll give my predictions when we get there, when we see the role, when we see the structure, when we see the bracket. But I'm just saying, Cleveland Cavaliers, it's not an easy road to win the East. So, I mean, the last things you got to pick from this, Tyronn Lue being out, is that the Cleveland Cavaliers, to me, I think have given up on this regular season. I think they're really focusing towards, the playoffs. They want Kevin Love back, healthy. Make sure LeBron James, man, whatever you do, Cleveland, the teammates, you better make sure LeBron James he's never gotten injured. It's amazing to me how LeBron has never gotten a serious injury. But you better make sure LeBron doesn't, step on the team bus and, sprain an ankle or anything like that. You better make sure he's on his grind, because, this regular season is slipping away, and you don't want to be in a situation right now when you look at the standings, I would say from the third seed to the 8th seed, it's really tight knit. It really is tight knit. Like, Cleveland, honestly, Cleveland could drop to the 8th seed. It's not happening with LeBron James. But like I said before, it's all about matchups in the playoffs. And I think what we witnessed with this Tyronn Lue thing is I'm glad he's taking a break, but he's obviously stressed because he knows like the pressure's on him. Like he knows that everybody's talking about how LeBron's coaching the team and he's the worst coach in the league. And knowing Tyronn Lue, he's probably working his ass off day and night, making some incredible. He's probably turning the triangle into some rectangle on the court. He is trying his best to show he can coach. He's one of those guys that he knows people. He's self-aware. He knows people think that LeBron coaches the team. He wants to prove that. He wants to prove he's one of the better coaches in the league. I think honestly last year, he was really one of the better coaches in the league. But obviously this year, I mean, this has been a bad coaching job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, he looks like a pedestrian out here. He looks like one of the. I mean, deadass. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I mean, look like one of these like rookie. When it look like. If you have a girlfriend, look like one of your girlfriends playing, 2K or something like that. Like he's not really grinding. He's not really working. He's not really coaching to the best of his ability. A lot of that's how the team was structured. He was forced with a team. He was dealt with a team that was the oldest in the league. Now he's got a young bull team, and we're not really seeing a defensive improvement. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of called that, but everybody said, "Oh, Cleveland's got a chance. They're gonna blow through the East now." It's not set in stone. Not set in stone. So I'll just end the video by saying this. What we know from this Tyronn Lue injury, but it's basically an injury. But what we know from Tyronn Lue taking a break is that he's going to get ready with his health, and he knows the pressure's on. And right now, Larry Drew, he's the interim. I don't think Cleveland will fall. As far as Cleveland will fall, probably be the 5th seed. I really don't see Philadelphia passing them, even though they're 2 games. What is it, like 2.5 games behind? But what I'm trying to say is, like, listen, what I'm telling you is I don't think Cleveland's going to take this. Be careful on not taking this regular season seriously, because it might bite you in the back, and you might be set up with a hungry Toronto team in the second round. You might set yourself up for a Giannis second round. I don't think Boston stands a chance, honestly, because if they had Gordon Hayward, it'd be different. But now, I don't think Boston. I mean, Boston better hope Cleveland gets upset early. But like I said before, the less seriously you're taking this regular season, Cleveland, you might find it harder than it was a couple years ago for the past couple of seasons. So obviously, hopefully, Tyronn Lue gets the treatment, and hopefully he's getting back, because you do need everyone back, and you need that chemistry to be molded. So, it'll be interesting, though. But that's all for me. Tyronn Lue, we'll see. We'll see how Cleveland, deals with this. I don't know when their next game is. I could kind of check before I go. Let's see real quick. I think their next game. Yeah, it's tonight against the Bucks against Giannis. So that'll be a good game. So we'll see. We'll see how Cleveland does with their first game without Tyronn Lue roaming the sidelines. I know he's missed a couple games. I think he missed like the second half against the Blazers. I know he's been dealing with it all season, but this is like the first game without him there, right? For the full game. So we'll see how Larry Drew does. But that will be it for me, Juiceman Jabrili. I'm out here. Comment, like, and subscribe, and then comment what you think about Cleveland in the postseason. Do you think Cleveland has nothing to worry about or not? All right, so I'll see you. Peace.